Hey there, Coach Chris Wilson here in the Criticalbench compound with Kristen Dixon, a newer member of our team. We're so happy to have her here, and I am using her today as a demonstrator. We're going to have some fun. She's a great sport. She's laughing. She's having a good time. That's what it's all about. Let's go. We're talking about balance, and we were talking before we even shot this video about balance and exercises that are good for people to try if they're trying to improve their balance, and that you don't need lots of fancy equipment to get better at balance, okay? But before we show you some of the exercises that I want to feature as really good beginner level balance exercises that you can start doing right now, I wanted to have Kristen go through some of the stuff that's behind us right now, just because I think you can probably put yourself in her shoes. The people at the gym that feel like they need to try to use all this equipment, right, but it can feel awkward, it can feel embarrassing, it can feel like uncomfortable. I don't know what I'm doing. So here, pull out that wobble board for a second, would you?
Of course.
All right, so the wobble board, pretty common piece of equipment that you see at any rehab center, of course, but most gyms anymore have wobble boards, rocker boards, all kinds of stuff like this, right?
Yep.
So go ahead and stand on that bad boy and try a squat.
Okay guys, no laughing too hard, okay?
It's not bad.
It's not great, but it's good there. So you guys, it's the uncomfortable part I'm talking about.
And you notice, obviously she's working really hard to try and flatten out that board and maintain a level stance. But it is, and you know, Kristen exercises, she's in good shape, she works out regularly, but you don't just pick this stuff up like that. It takes work, right? It takes work. So that's just one piece of equipment. How about a Bosu? This is real common. Everywhere has a Bosu nowadays. So there's lots of ways to use the Bosu, obviously. So we got the round side up. Same thing, try to, with your arms out, try and do like a squat. That's actually really good. See how good she did that?
I feel like I have more control on this side.
You do, right?
With this one, because I feel like the base is wider, you're not on the little.
Yes, right. And it's different because now the flat side is on the ground.
Correct.
So you feel more grounded, even though your feet and your ankles are having to move a little bit more, right?
Yep.
Which you need to have a certain amount of ankle flexibility. You know, certainly still some confidence. The good thing is though, if you don't feel comfortable, you can very quickly step off this thing. Bosu is a great strength tool, but you don't always need a Bosu to get good results. Some people will flip it over. How you feel getting on it now?
Again, no laughing guys, but it's cool, I got you. I'll show you that, like, yeah, see? An assist. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
But this is how most people feel good, but you actually did it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a bit on the wobbly side. We let the camera guy try this earlier as well, and he was feeling really, don't fall, push your toe. Yep, there you go. So it's finding that right balance of pressure from your toe to your heel.
Correct.
Right? And you get that like bouncy wave thing going on, right?
And that shaker, you know, that tool that everyone used to
yes.
out. I feel like that a little bit.
So these are just some of the exercises that you'll see people doing at the gym. Good job. You actually did really well and step off without hurting your ankle. Initially I don't think Bosus were intended to be used that way, but then people start to discover like, oh, that's actually makes it harder and kind of fun, and your feet are on a flat, hard surface, but it's still wobbly, you know, so it's just different. And then of course we have a TerraCore, which is like a pill-shaped Bosu, really. Love those. I like actually TerraCore better than Bosus. And then you have the little balance disc. Try that. Now for this one, all I'm gonna have you do is, and in fact, do me a favor.
Okay.
Try it with your sneaker off. You wanna take your sneaker off? You can keep your sock on.
Take my sneakers off.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Now try to center one foot on there.
Okay.
Good. And then just try to hold that position. Right.
This is way hard.
Way hard, right?
Yep.
Feels like fairly advanced, no?
Yeah, almost like you're standing on a waterbed and you can't figure out where your balance is.
I know. And that's how a lot of people who are working on their balance, who are trying to make improvements, who maybe feel as they're getting up in age that their balance is starting to slide a little bit, that they're feeling less confident walking up and down stairs, that they need to hold hand railings more, they need to hold someone's hand more, that they, and what ends up happening is this leads to a bit of a snowball effect, right? Where you start to lose interest in doing certain things, certain activities where you feel like your balance might be an issue, you might fall and hurt yourself, and it's a very real fear. And so what we are trying to do in this video and in a lot of our videos on our channel is help people overcome their fear. It's what we actually are doing with our program Neuro-Balance Therapy, which I'll tell you a little bit more at the end of this video. It's a program specifically designed to help people have a stronger connection between their brain and their feet, improve their balance, and live healthier, more independent lives. I'll tell you more about that at the end. But so again, we have all these great strength tools here, and you can keep your sneakers off actually for this.
I'll leave them to the side.
Yeah. So what I wanted to show you is feature 3 exercises that you could start doing today at the end of this video to help work on your balance. Some of them they're versions of what's in the program, Neuro-Balance Therapy. And I put like twists to them. So let's start with the kickstand toe touch. So I call this a kickstand toe touch because we're still with 2 feet on the ground, but if you notice her rear foot is just toes on the ground. She's gonna slightly bend her forward leg, good, so that we're not putting too much pressure on the knee. And then she's, with both hands, gonna reach down to touch her toe. Now you can look at your toe or you can continue on the horizon. So if Kristen feels visually better about locking in on something out in front of her, that's fine. And that's pretty common with people doing anything that requires balance. They focus on a certain point and then they keep that point. Good. So it might not look like what she's doing is very complicated. Go ahead and switch your feet so you get just a different look for everyone watching. Good. So again, subtle bend in the front leg, kickstand on the back leg, so just the balls of your feet, just up on your toes on the back leg. She's getting good work here on her forward leg. The forward leg's really taking the brunt of this. She's working her hamstrings. Good. And get as much hip hinge as possible. So we keep the knee pretty much at the same bend through the whole exercise. So really much of the movement is just coming from her hips. Good. But that looks really good. And you're doing something there. You know?
You'll definitely feel it
in the quad too.
Correct. And then if you're balanced a little bit, like sometimes you'll catch my foot like it's going inwards. Yeah. So just take a moment to like kind of straighten it back out.
That's it.
That happens.
Yeah, that's it. So it's body awareness, also called proprioception. So when your body in space, right, is something that is a lot of us just don't think much about. We use all of our senses when we move. We walk with our eyes open, our ears open, our sense of touch, like all these senses are alive, right? Right. And so you're using all those when you're doing that exercise. But what about when we start to remove a sense, right? And this is another great way to work on your balance. So let's just do Flamingo. Very basic exercise.
You want to go that way?
You're gonna, no, you can face the camera for this one. Okay. So just pull one knee up and you're just gonna hold that. Not too bad, right?
Nope.
Now do arms out to the side. Okay. So now you've changed your levers a little bit. Okay. And now, again, she's doing something here, but she can hold it. Now, close your eyes. Okay, a little bit. And now what you can do is open them back again until you find your focal point in front of you and then close them. So something as basic as this, where we just remove vision, is huge, huge. And if you can get good at a very simple exercise like this, like Flamingo with your eyes shut, it will lead into it's forming a stronger connection right now between the bottom of your foot, especially doing this with nothing on. She just has a sock on her foot, but she has more ability to ground herself with a bare foot than she would with sneakers on. Good. And she's a pretty determined person. So she's like, I'm gonna nail this. I am gonna work on this until I can do it for like a minute without falling, right? But a lot of us would struggle with this. Even somebody very, very fit would struggle with that exercise. Once you take your vision out of it, and even I've done this exercise many times over my years with clients and just goofing around. But as soon as the vision's taken away, it just shows you how vital our eyesight is. And again, as we age, what happens? Our eyesight diminishes often, right? Our hearing diminishes. So as we start to lose our senses that we rely on for the world around us, what happens? Movement becomes a little bit of an issue, a little harder. And we lose the confidence, we lose all those things. So we need to work balance into the equation, right? Okay, so those are two really good, easy exercises to work on. Now let's go to something a little bit more challenging, Stork. Okay. So Stork, again, single leg, this is full out single leg. This is like a really, this is like Warrior 3 in yoga. So you're bent over, leg extended, and then arms are reaching out in front. Good. And you do have a subtle bend in that bottom leg. People who are really advanced can go to pretty much a very straight standing leg, yeah. And she's doing really good, but she's working, she's focused, her eyes are like real big, and she's locked in on the wall out in front of her so that she can hold this position.
You'll see like this side is not as strong.
Big difference, right? Yeah, try again though. So you feel more grounded when you're on your right foot.
Correct.
Good. But that's good. So, you know, and what you could do too is you could work on Stork with a chair next to you. So do the same position and get down in there, still extend the one arm. Good. And just so now you have a little bit of something just to help you hold the position. As you start to feel more and more comfortable, then you can kind of just take your hand away and you might be able to find that you can hold it better. Or you can use a wall, anything that's stable that's right next to you. Right, and a little bit of, I'd recommend a little bit of bend on that bottom leg for anybody starting out, just so you don't feel that pressure on the knee. But those are three really good exercises. So kickstand toe touch, Flamingo with your eyes closed if you're feeling really, ambitious and adventurous. And then Stork. Now Stork again can be done next to something so that you can just lightly hold onto the wall, onto a chair, something sturdy. And those are three terrific exercises to begin to incorporate into your workouts. So, you know, machines are great, free weights are great, cardio machines are great, all those things are terrific. But we get used to the things that we do. And so it's good to plug in some stuff that'll kind of throw us off a little bit and help us work on something else that means more to us later in life, like balance. Yep. Okay, so I really would encourage you now at this point to work on these three, but also to take a closer look at Neuro-Balance Therapy. If you or somebody that you know, somebody that you care about needs to really make balance a priority in their life, if they're scared to fall, if you want to help them prevent their falls or these slips and be able to stabilize themselves, to catch themselves, and to strengthen all those muscles in the lower body and to create a better connection between their brain and their feet, Neuro-Balance Therapy will absolutely do that for you. I promise you. I developed the program. The team here believes in it. It's extremely beneficial to anybody that's looking to fix their balance. And so just go to that pinned comment down below this video or check the description area and you will find more information right there for you. Thank you so much for watching. Kristen, you were amazing.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. She did great. Give her a big thumbs up. She deserves it. Subscribe to the Criticalbench YouTube channel for more content like this. Leave us a question or comment below. We'd love to hear from you.